You're listening to the Doug Stanhope Podcast.
Hey, welcome to the Doug Stanhope Shake the Baby Company Christmas Party. With Brian Hennigan is all the way down from Las Vegas, Nevada, where we'll be for New Year's. Sold out, suckers. Yep. But check Twitter. I know a couple people have tweeted, hey, I get an extra ticket. I thought I'd have a date and a girl to kiss. It didn't work out again.
And beware, because there have been some scams at some of the shows. So just make sure you go through everything you can to make sure.
It's that Zach Wynn guy. I noticed it and I did not retweet it because I'm trying to stay off Twitter and I don't want people to know that sometimes I peek. But Andy's not going to be in Vegas because he has a very funny story. I'm going to let him tell it, but you can't come to Vegas because of why?
Okay. Well, it's like, when the athletes sign their letter of intent, I couldn't find a different hat. I thought I had it more. So I got, focus on the C there. I got cancer.
Andy's got cancer. Oh. Come on, people. Come on, you can do better than that. It's near his pancreas. We can do better than that.
This isn't funny.
Well, he made it funny.
I had more momentum earlier when I was lightening the mood with Delaney in the car. It was I got cancer. I thought for a minute I didn't have cancer, but I kind of thought I did, and then I went and saw a surgeon today, and he said I'm 95, whatever it is, it's 95% cancer. Or he sure is 95% sure it's cancer. On that off 5%, once I get through surgery, I can have chemotherapy. Ooh. So happy holidays. I didn't even get it. I didn't even ask for anything, I saw Santa and I just kind of nodded, go, let's do this thing, man. And so here I am. I'm fucking January 20th. I'm I think it's called the whip. I'm losing part of my pancreas, which you don't need. It's like it's vanity to hit. It's cool, man. You still got all your pancreas, must be nice. But I'm taking a little of that off, getting rid of the gallbladder, because what does that thing do anyway?
Well,
it's kind of like a pinky toe. It's there. So it won't be there. I'm losing that. The bile duct, the spot I have this cancer's inside the pancreas. So I could get the Michael Landon Award for, whoa, hey, this is worse than we thought.
You'll get a different hat.
So if I do meet hospice, it'll be in my recovery room where I will stay 5 luxurious nights in a hospital bed. And then they said it's a pretty short recovery of 6 months before I'll feeling. So I got t-shirts available.
Limited time only.
And then we're going to rename that comedy special that's still available at naturejack.com. Now it's a fundraiser of sorts. And it'll final shot or last show, maybe. So there you go.
You're giving Hennigan ideas. Yeah. Oh, maybe Stanhope, you should get cancer.
No, that's why I'm announcing it now, because Doug will get funnier cancer and it'll be more marketable. And you shouldn't even give a shit, man. Let go of it. So I felt pretty good the other day. I got this stent put in. And I talked to this doctor that did that procedure. It took him about 5 days from a short note that said, atypical cells, malignancy. Those are the words I saw. And I kind of filed them away. And then I got this sort of good news where it's like this doctor who did the one procedure said he's going to do the same procedure again, only with a big lens. Cool. Why didn't we do it first time, big lens? And then repeat and pull a little this, more. And then the surgeon, he just had a map of my organs, and he got a dark pen, and he just started showing me what was gone. And
this used to be Persia.
Right. It's all up to Russia at this point, but a lot of my territory is going to be inhabited or gone. So the 20th, and then a week
January 20th. Yeah,
January 20th, and a solid week of good drugs. The hospital. I'm going to be in surgery about 4 or 5 hours, so that's going to be a lot of narcotics right there.
Yeah, that's going to be a good nap.
I'm going to see if I can get them to cut it with fentanyl.
That's the 20th. That's 20 days after Vegas. You pussy, come to Vegas.
Yeah, that's the thing. If I go, well, my daughter is like, you're going to go to Vegas to a casino during a pandemic. When you're in a weekend with cancer,
and a lot of peer pressure.
Apparently she hasn't seen Leaving Las Vegas in the romantic light we do.
I've seen Andy at one of our shows when he had something to lose. I don't want to see him when he's got nothing to lose.
I'm not front in that hotel room.
I remember Hennigan blowing up backstage at a Vegas thing because Andy stole Louis Anderson's fucking cart. One of those old people, rascals. Scooter.
Scoundrel, Stanhope called it. I'll never forget. I thought Hennigan was going to murder Andy. That was
I didn't hear what he said. He either said he would murder me or I will get cancer in my bile duct.
I always follow through.
Yeah, it's kind of good, like I didn't believe in the power of prayer, and now I got cancer, so it works for some people.
I don't know if it's good news or bad news, Andy, but through all my death pool research, which was a lot, I never found anybody that died of bile duct cancer. That was even on my radar.
That's why mine slid into the pancreas, so it had a little more name association.
Yeah,
but that's where the piece is. But they don't. These guys don't. These are doctors who are like cold-hearted, like the next level manager or whatever. Hennigan, where they watch, these doctors, they're good at what they do. But if you're looking in their eyes for some form of empathy, you might as well stare into the garbage can, because you're not going to get. They're looking at it like, well, this will be fun cancer to tackle, or this guy,
You don't get a lot of bedside manner when you see a doctor that works out of a van.
Yeah. You don't. In fact, you don't really want a doctor with empathy.
Well, actually, does it? Your wife is in the medical industry, so does she have hookups?
Not anymore. She has hookups with the Jehovah's Witness cult now. She's kind of out of the loop medically, but if I'm jockeying for one of them 140,000 positions, this would be a time to make a solid move for that uphill climb.
You're gonna cut in line on your wife, you did.
Oh fuck yeah! It's a male oriented religion there, and it's like, this is perfect because I'm really interested in this stuff, but the cancer, I think I better go lay down, but I'm going to think about so I wouldn't have to do the study, and I could just show up and, hang out with, Jovi or whoever it is. But no, medically, she, no. So I'm just, I'm in seeing good doctors as far as I can tell that, I got moved pretty quick. I went from a physician's assistant. He got me into all them scans. And then that got me. Now I'm in the Admirals Club. I get a little cheese tray when I go in there. They give me. They have these really nice. They look like fucking you've given up socks. But when your liver's blowing up and you got all these, what are they called? The billy ribbon. Sounds like a sandwich you get at a Jewish shop, but I got that leaking through my system, and it's causing this intense itching. Like there's not even anything to itch. I'm just trying to finger through my foot and scratch, and that's because of my liver malfunction and shit.
Well, your hair looks like you're already on chemo.
Yeah.
Yeah, I've been cutting my own in preparation. And just to throw a clump out and then leave it in the drain.
You're looking very Hunter-esque.
Yeah.
That's the lighting and the cancer, and I'm yellow. I'm definitely. I was way when I came out of the thing, I noticed it like, fuck, I'm bright yellow and my eyes were fucking yellow. But leading up to that, I was starting to get more and more into like liver failure kind of mode. And so I'm bouncing back from that with this fucking stent. Oh, and this doctor, like I said, can't we just put a gold stent in there? And he didn't laugh or acknowledge that. I was like, well, I just, maybe it's a matter of let's put a big fucking stent in there and maybe put some like cancer fighting shit in it.
I'm already plotting out and outlining our Beaches documentary.
Beaches. I was thinking Weekend at Bernie's. You could take me over to Rogan. You could drag me over to Rogan's and we could make up.
The Weekend at Bernie's angle, I mean, it'll cost nothing from there on.
But I'm not dragging that body.
By the way, January 20th is a number of days. It's National Cheese Lovers Day. It's Penguin Awareness Day.
Oh, good.
And it's also the Day of Acceptance.
Oh, wow.
Well, I'm half a queer. I like penguins, and I do enjoy a cheese wedge.
Oh, it's a good luck day for Andy.
Yeah, it was a roller coaster because like I said, I got that good news the other day, and then we rode that through. And then Delaney went up to Portland, got my car window got smashed in, and her birthday gifts were burglared out of the back where she spent like all this money on all her students and people, and smash and grab. She drives back from Portland with a fucking garbage bag flapping in the fucking wind, and all her last little bit of, humans are good ripped apart. And but then here's the beautiful thing is I put a little appeal out, like this is bullshit, and my daughter doesn't deserve this, and that money came back all the way back, window fixed, and Delaney and me went up to Portland to go do the shopping that she had stolen. And then we went to the Portland Zoo and walked around, and I was like, wow, I'm starting to feel better. And this is the first time I've really done anything for a couple months because I've been so sick and shit. And then I was like, nope, don't do it, man. Don't allow that fucking optimism to creep in there. You got cancer. You've been on this earth 55 fucking years. You were molested when you were a kid. Your fucking hopes and dreams are falling apart. This is your time, man. This is you. Cancer.
I said to Raider earlier, I go, oh yeah, he's got cancer. That'll stop him from talking about being molested for about 3 seconds.
I just threw it. Yeah, see, we're further in than that. But I did think of this. That motherfucker may outlive me.
Remember, you got nothing to lose, Andy.
I know. Oh, I
know. You know where he lives.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah. No, well, I don't even think I would. I think I would. Right. What comes to mind is, fucking McConnell, because he goes to Kentucky. I could hook up with some redneck fan out there and get a crossbow and find out what restaurant McConnell eats at and just go, hey, man, I just want to tell you, I don't know about healthcare or none of that shit, but I got cancer. Put a dart in his neck, but I gotta get that's when hospice will trigger that. Hospice will be like that. You have 5 miles to go or whatever, that code where I'll just go, okay, I'm into action here. One meeting with hospice.
Will you be like, because like when Bingo and I thought we had COVID for 8 minutes, And I was like writing bits in my head and like all this. If you just have one of those cancers that they just take it out and it's fine, are you going to be like let down that you can't milk it?
No, I think 6 months in a recovery situation is probably going to milk the need for attention from anything.
Well, they're taking your gallbladder, trimming your pancreas, and
taking the bile duct,
intestine.
and a little intestine possibly. So, I'm going to weigh a little less, just on that alone, like if I didn't, just laying around in bed and shit, I'm not going to burn a lot of calories, but I'm going to have to, I need to bulk up. Like I should have like Arthur Henty show up and watch him eat and just kind of get into tune.
It's like an internal tummy tuck.
Right. And I'm already, getting, I'm already in the Sean Rouse territory of sweatpants right now. If because I haven't been able to eat and really keep meals down for a couple months.
You should try marijuana.
Yeah, I've kind of been, I've been definitely looking for more indica. I'm doing edibles. Yeah, that's kind of my only, knockout here. So,
hey Andy, what did the doctor say about you continuing to smoke weed?
Oh, we didn't go down that road. But we are going to take a look at my lungs too. I'm going to do one more scan, and that could be like, okay, hey hospice, what's up? Plenty of room in here, hospice. Thanks for the balloons.
Is that going to be another MRI?
I think so. Yeah. And I would just like to wear a Doug Stanhope hockey jersey medium and then run out on the field and maybe kick a goal into the net thing. That's my make-a-wish. On heroin.
I picture Andy's hospice being the shortest hospice in history. Like as soon as they here's all the drugs for the next month for the hospice patient. All right, thank you. And then 30 minutes later, Andy's already gone.
Yeah, I'm already reframing my thinking about that Dope Sick mini series. You know what? Fucking Oxy was right. Let us have it. And on the doses we want to snort it in.
What are you doing for Christmas?
Well, we don't celebrate around here downstairs, so I could stage a one-man Christmas. I had the momentum last year to fight the last war on Christmas. We had an ornament that says first Christmas, and it had a date on it, and then I wrote on the back last Christmas in 2019. But that was I did Christmas last year to just fuck man, I get to sing Christmas songs. Oh wait, I never liked singing Christmas songs and all that shit. But yeah, so this year I'll just have a low-key one. Between crying jags, I'll probably have some edibles and watch a lot of fucking shit I wouldn't have gotten to normally. When I thought, man, I still got to paint these rooms. Oh, I should write some. Nah, fuck it.
Is there any relief in that? Because I always said that I love having the flu or a cold. Like I love being desperately sick because it puts all the thoughts of I don't have to do this bullshit anymore. That list of things to do. Is there any of that gratification?
I don't think so. It sounds like I'll be like I can't believe I made it up and down them stairs. 6 months, he said, and he says I'm, going into it in a much better situation than a lot of people because I don't have, I'm not obese, I'm in an age, it's not much positive, but he said, I'll be really in pain and for a while. And then because they sew all that shit back together too. It's not like just fucking Jeffrey Dahmer yarding it out, So they sew it all back together, and then I hopefully don't sneeze. There's a whole list of those situations too, infections. Anyway, there was times in my life where I had a clarity that I should kill myself, and now I'm thinking, God damn it, what was I thinking? Not, I had it, it's like, well, he was just in despair and he hung himself. Okay, well, I wouldn't have to have my guts cut out and sewn back together, and 6 months of fucking laying in a bed week, or probably not 6 months, but 6 months to recovery. So I'll probably be able to walk up and down the hallway after 3 months of agony.
I think that if there's a lesson here, it's for the young listeners, Andy, and which is, if Andy did not have a daughter, he could kill himself today. And don't have kids, because someday
really important.
You'll wish that you could do things that you can't.
Yeah. Well, it's nice to see that. I mean, my kid was here, and she, it's like, it's like all of a sudden.
Delaney was laughing in the background while he was telling me he had cancer and how he went on some tirade about Vegas and can I get my laminate back or something. But she was in the back. I don't know even.
No, she was driving. Yeah.
But she was laughing and playing along. She's a fucking good kid.
Yeah.
We'll take care of her, Andy.
Yeah.
We'll take her out of that cult.
Yeah. Well, and I told her, I go, it's like we just saw that new Ghostbusters. And I said, it's like, people don't even really have to fucking die. They can just reanimate me, get the warden from Shawshank to play the body. And my head will just go, hey, Delaney, I'm glad you got married today. So I got to get to October for the wedding, and then after that, just put a fucking animate my head for what year you think I might look like.
Andy, you should actually do those videos now. So when you recover from cancer, you're really embarrassed that you put out all these. I know, Delaney, you're watching this, and I'm in my grave.
Oh, you haven't been on my new TikTok page, huh? I got a whole bunch of other people to grift over there.
TikTok, that's quite funny.
And it's good to have Provenza on a deadline of sorts.
For the listeners who don't know, Paul Provenza did the Aristocrats, is doing Andy's documentary that's coming out, and now he's got a good ending.
Yeah, I told him. I called him and I told him, because we talked about the possibility that this could develop into worse or whatever, and I told him, and he was like, Jesus, man. And I go, I'm not telling you this as a friend, I'm telling you this as a filmmaker. Giving you your fucking ending, man.
He's be doing business.
Yeah. I'm still not broke even on them goddamn anyway. Yeah.
Yeah, I would assume Provenza would be going up to film some of this. Provenza called me about something.
Yeah, money probably, and so you can go up there to film it.
Yeah, that's what I thought, but it wasn't that. But I was very drunk, or high. I don't know. I've been doing both. I've been very high a lot lately. It's kind of fun.
That too. That was one thing that I thought I might be getting a little better. I got that stent, and I had a couple days where I ate, and I fucking went at it too. I had a macaroni salad. I just banged into, it's like I didn't have a fork or anything. I was like, I'm finally eating again, and then I was smoking weed, and I was like, oh yeah, I'm getting high again. And then, but the roller coaster got to that high, and then here we go. Long drop here, but it sounds like they'll do this, I recover, I'll have whatever that is, maybe a diabetes type of thing or whatever, but they didn't use it. I think it's for whatever fucking reason I get to it early so I can have more drama.
I would assume that the idea that you have a month before your surgery means is a good thing. Like if they're not like hooking you up to tubes right now.
Yeah, they didn't take you right to the ER.
Yeah.
Right. Yeah. So January 20th. I got to choose the 10th, and I was still holding on to like, I'll go to Vegas. And Delaney was like, I can't do it just because, she's invested in this story. And that would be like, you spent, 3 days in a hotel room with a hooker and snorting what?
I don't know. I was just snorting it. That's what they offered.
Who was paying for that hooker?
It was a Patreon subscribers pitched in, so it didn't cost me nothing.
I want to title this podcast "Eat Your Heart Out, Tig Notaro."
Yeah. I did have some when I thought I had cancer, and then I got that reprieve, but I was like in a real like oh man, I could get up there and fucking blow it up the top of my head for 15-20 minutes with just because it all comes together, it's like, okay, then you also got your own internal deadline. It's like, well, and does any of it really fucking matter is part of that deadline too. But it was like, that clarity of having, okay, yeah, I probably do have this, and this is how I say it or whatever. And then it's, now it's real. Now it's fucking, now I'm talking about which organs are going and which are staying, You get to keep a rose. Liver, liver, I'm sorry. Liver, you betrayed me. But the fucking liver's coming back though. That's
what I thought you were doing at the zoo, is going, hey, I bet that one's got a good bile duct.
Yeah. Well, I did think about it,
looking for transplants from a panda.
If I hadn't gone down if I hadn't had that, gone like do the MRI, do this and all that in pretty quick motion, I would have just gotten more and more yellow, and that probably would have dropped me. And then I started thinking about all them fucking pictures after shows. You're fucking drunk and shit, and then some guy's holding you like a fucking. The Indians were right, man. It's part of your soul, and then they're going, oh man, this guy drank himself to death, obviously. Look at this is like 10 years ago. Look how fucking yellow his face looks and shit. And then it's like, no man, it was the bile duct that fucked my liver. My liver was cool.
I was just thinking, Andy, about all the bits that I've done that I became the person I made fun of, and you with the fucking I want to be eaten by a bear.
Yeah. I just wish I had more Roundup to spray around. It's like, oh, it's a non-Hodgkin's lymphoma, isn't it? No, sorry, it's not. Oh fuck! Can I still sue Roundup?
Mesothelioma into this cancer, because that way I get a paycheck.
Give me a list of corporations that cause this cancer, and I'll start picketing outside.
If anybody can find a class action, Andy, it's you. It's out there. Look.
And I told my daughter for years, kind of the inevitable, like here we are, and it's like she's won't work out, but I was like, put me in a wheelchair and then just make it look like it's the bus's fault. Be aware of the cameras, and I was like, oh, you're trying to stop the bus, but he's looking that way, and then I kind of nudge myself off the curb. I can.
Finally, something where I could be of use to somebody, Andy. That's a service I could offer.
And then Chad, you're just a guy on the bus, but when you go up there, then you spray alcohol on the driver and go, this guy's been drinking.
Just hammer a shot down his throat when he's not expecting it.
Yeah.
I'll get him.
Yeah, you okay? And then hit a squirt gun blast, and then you step out and go, Jesus, I think the driver's been drinking.
It's an Ocean's 4.5.
Right. I did a lot of thinking. I did a lot of thinking after I survived that bus crash in Florida. It's like, how could I have done this differently? I was in the seat right behind the driver, and people almost got killed in that thing, but I was like, perfectly fine. Next time.
Sorry, hang on. Brian's if you can put your ear to the microphone, Brian's trying to figure out how we can monetize this cancer.
No, I'm projecting empathy.
Yes, is that what that is?
Yeah. You got to watch some deep dive some of the Netflix series to understand when a guy like Brian's showing empathy, what it means.
Jesus, that's not what it looks like when I do it, does it?
Yeah. Yeah.
I'm thinking of the penguins.
Yeah. No penguin should go without cheese.
It's also National Camcorder Day, which why would that be a thing? But anyway.
Camcorder?
Yeah, that's what we're going to film my next special on with our budget. How do you want to be remembered?
I don't know. I don't want to be I don't know to frame that yet. It's like when they ask about my advanced directive today. I was like, shit, man, I don't know who's getting the Dave Matthews disc. It's a lot they hit me with right now. Advanced directive, you know. But
listen, my bike was stolen this year. Don't rub it in. I got no bike to give away now.
I know. I've thought about this in you know, like I'm gone. It's a better situation here because and so you know she can hook up with the guy who shares her thing, and they can frame me as like, well, yeah, he was a bit of a hothead or whatever, you know. But everybody moves on. I remembered how I am, and all that. But then they find out that body that was at the hospital, that wasn't me at all.
It would be like Stranger Things.
Right. And then Chad's up in Alaska years later and he goes off grid. And then there I am. We talked about this.
But it's
just,
I know I'm getting ahead of the conversation, but can we bury you beside Ichabod and Henry Phillips? Because we still haven't.
Sure. I mean, you know, I
don't want to get a lot of lip from your wife.
No, I don't think so. I don't, you know, I don't have one of them plots. And if I did, I would have sold it long ago, you know. It's like you have to be like a member of a country club to think you're going to be put in the ground these days. It's like, you know, I can't afford much land alive, so I'm not going to be able to like, yeah, I got this sweet little spot over there by Mary Lincoln. So yeah, I don't know.
I would think that you would want to be cremated, and then we could all go out and jerk off in nature, and throw your ashes while we do it.
Something like that, because you know, otherwise, I mean, you know, who wants to be, you know, like I keep mom on a shelf or whatever, you know. My daughter might, you know, she would like, what do you want? A little pennant, you know, little daddy gravel pennant. I'll get some heroin and I'll fucking chop off a finger and we can do it while I'm still here to enjoy it. Here's a little of daddy's fucking bone from his chipped off pinky. And
oh geez, yeah, Andy's already done heroin. Like
I know.
If we're gonna have like a premature going away party, which we always jump the gun on everything.
Yeah.
I'm just going to leave a pause here for Chaille to edit this out because it might be something we shouldn't put on air, but how many credit cards do you currently have?
Not enough, right?
Exactly.
Yeah. I shouldn't leave Doug with one final tab.
Yeah, we should really be writing your will.
Well, I guess they asked me about that, or you know, so I can, you know, my mom said
important shit, not the do not resuscitate that stuff.
Oh yeah, that
the silly things that you leave, you know, those
I bequeath a challenge upon you. If you complete all 7 of these challenges I bequeath you with, you will find the prize.
Brewster's dozens.
You have to be a certain age to get that joke.
Yeah, so the good news is I quit drinking.
Just in time.
Yeah. On the edge of yellow. Yeah, I don't envision picking up on drinking anytime soon.
Hang on,
No.
because I know how little research I would put into my diagnosis if I were in your position. I would just listen to some words like you said.
Yeah.
I heard atypical and I heard malignant, and that's it. I would hear that. But was there fuck, I forgot my question. Is there yeah, all right. No, I forgot my question.
God, I'm glad I'm getting out with cancer before the brain goes. I hate to end up all demented.
How about diagnose, like looking up your own diagnosis? Like you'd put very little.
Yeah. Well, it's kind of. I mean, that's the whole thing. Is I don't like any kind of directions. I don't like when they gave me a picture of my own innards, and I can't look at that. But when this guy shows me a map of, some other person and he's just lopping off shit, I can look at that. But my daughter is very, she asks good questions. And once it was like, oh, that's something I would have wondered about or whatever. So she was there to soak in the information, because on my best day, I would go in there and go, all right, fuck, what was that again or whatever, but I knew that this, I kind of went in there thinking that the other guy was, what he told me was accurate. And this was just talking about, well, if this does come back, that it is this is what we'll do, not here we go. Oh, and then there was that song from the opening of Bad Santa was playing while I'm waiting to talk to the lady after I found out I got cancer, and then we're going to schedule the procedure. And then that dun, where, it's just a fade in when he's talking about how it's like, it's not even Christmas music, right? But I'm hearing that. And then my wife is being taken with her friend, is taking her to have a colonoscopy. So it's like we're both on the third floor. I'm sitting over here listening to that piano music at the opening of Bad Santa with Delaney, and I go, there goes your mom. And she goes, Mom, bad news, Dad has cancer. I was like, Jesus Christ. And then that music's playing too. So I'm like, so that's how it all played out. I mean, she's right fucking there, she's on the other side of the glass going down for her thing. And I happen to be right. That's the fucking, same exact floor.
You guys are competing for that seat in heaven.
No, she's fine. And that's how it's gonna work out better around here, because one of us is very unemotional and can move on quickly, and they don't mourn people because they just go somewhere else or whatever. So it'll just be like, and she can take up with the dude who will listen to all that shit. Maybe he can paint that fucking wall. I ain't never get to it.
Paint that wall.
I think it comes from a lot of what we do for a living over decades of having people that are close to you and then not seeing them again, except on the road here and again. And yeah, I mean, Chad, I less so Hennigan and Chaille, maybe. Yeah, we always talk about being prepared to fucking die, but now that you're faced with it, is there like any kind of, all right, I feel differently now?
I had the same fucking question. Thank you for asking.
If I was walking in a store and I saw a shooter, I would have a real clear sense of purpose, like grab a big can, walk right up and because it's like, yeah, I feel like, something like that. Or just like, yeah, I mean, I kind of felt like it sort of seemed inevitable when I read those 3 words on there. And then I got this guy, he said, we're going to redo this and you'll be, and then it's like, well, maybe I'm out of the woods there, because they've done all these scans. They've covered a lot, they've taken a lot of pictures. So if this had spread anywhere, I think they would be telling me that, so it's right in that one spot. And but yeah, I guess it's just like it's like when I had that trip in Bisbee when I thought I was dead, and I ended up in the back of that schoolhouse, and everybody was gone, and I'm like, shit. And then I was just in that courtyard pacing around, and there was something that looked like my daughter's stuffed animals, and the garage lights looked like the faces on her monkey, and I went through that thinking I'm dead.
Makes perfect sense if you've ever tripped.
But I went
talking about you need to trip.
I went through, yeah. It's why it's one of the things about it. It's like you kind of. So this one, I really thought I was dead. I walked around finally the schoolyard, but it was like that MASH where the guy was a dead soldier and he was waiting for somebody to tell him where to go. So I was just kind of around, and then the guy, creepy dude who was running that place at the time, grabs me by the arm and walks me down the hill, and I just like fucking seeing lights. Like I knew I was going to hell or wherever, but I just didn't want this guy to be the one leading me in there. So I shook him off and went in, and the whole evening I was quiet because I just was waiting to know where it's just place me, man. I don't, and then I still had to pee a lot, which is insulting when you're dead. You're like, fuck this, man. Human bullshit. So eventually though, I woke up, but I mean, the next day I had that, that's when it's done, you're done. How people remember you is how they remember you or whatever, there's nothing more to be done. You can't, go, oh shit, man, I still have 2 drink tickets. Because it's just,
I still have 2 drink tickets.
I can't die here. I got drink tickets in my pocket. So yeah, so I mean, I remember that from that trip. It's just like, shit, I'm not dead, but I was like, I let go. You kind of let go of things the same way in your mind. It was like, oh, what's the struggle? Sink, just go down. It's over.
So let me just ask you on that, Andy. So like, when you think about like, what are your plans for tomorrow? Like, what would you normally, are you thinking, I'm not going to do anything tomorrow?
I kind of, but I need to start really moving because I feel like I can. Last night was the first time I took an outdoor walk for a while. So I'm not going to get sick. I can really sensibly eat. So I'm putting on protein and get myself in as best shape as I can for going into that surgery, because it's going to take me every bit of that strength and weight and everything to hit this thing with my, I mean, I'm more worried about being diminished and being a weakened fucking soul because I'm just rolling with the punches. So that's my goal, is to fucking, to get on that, because my immediate thing is to be there for my daughter's wedding and hit this thing with some fortitude, some footing. Otherwise, I'm going to come out of that surgery and be like the fucking Jello I'll be eating.
Just showed emotions.
Yeah, I know. It's just
a little bit of cracking in the
and
throat.
I don't even like weddings.
When you called me and told me you had cancer, we laughed and laughed and laughed and go, hey, yeah, we'll do a podcast tonight. Then I went out and I started to like kind of cry a little bit. And I'm like, I don't understand why my face is doing this.
Yeah.
Tin Man.
Well, it's very cold here.
It
was in the house.
All right.
And yeah. So, Andy, would you say that your cancer diagnosis has given you a will to live like nothing else has done before? Is that a fair statement? Like, because before you and I were always on the same page. You had nooses in your trees, man.
Right. Well, it's a different thing. I mean, yeah. The other was a sensible way out of just some mental pain or whatever. And now, if I go into that route, I'll be fucking dragging myself out there too weak to make a good knot, but I do have this, that 20 days or in January, I got to be, able to walk a couple miles without being winded and shit, and do it on a regular. And, because this is, if I cave in, I won't make it for my October date.
Andy and Chad probably as well. I think that's probably one of my biggest fears is getting some kind of cancer that could be treated but would be kind of debilitating. Like if I had like you're gonna die cancer, then suicide is an option. But you can overcome this. You're just being a pussy.
Right, but you know, and I could find out on the other side that it's it's a lot worse than we thought, you know. So
Jenny and I play that game all the time, Stanhope. Like to where I'll negotiate with her because she's, you know, her and my daughter basically made me promise like not to off myself. So we'll play and I'll be like, all right, what if I get a colostomy bag? You know how irresponsible I am. Like that's not going to work well for anybody at all. Can I kill myself if I get a colostomy bag?
Yeah.
It's like, all right.
Colostomy bag is one of my top fucking items.
Yeah.
Like,
it came up when he talked about removing organs. I go, so this is going to leave. Kill me now.
Said, you don't need a fucking gallbladder. No one has said, "Oh, my gallbladder is really itchy today. I wish I could get rid of it." So, but yeah, if you have to shit in a bag, that's a whole different fucking.
I know.
conundrum.
Yeah. Well, in this surgery, I mean, I'm pretty sure what Delaney says is called the whip. So it's like, you know, it's something that happens to a lot of people or whatever, and they remove that. Maybe it's that, you know, the gallbladder, trimming the other pancreas and all that. But you know, I think I got, you know,
hey,
they're telling me
my pancreas into a mullet.
Yeah.
They're just taking out your Bermuda Triangle, Andy. That's it. That's hit those little spots and you'll be all right.
Carve AA in it if you're in there. Just for the fuck of it, I mean, you know. So
Andy, what's the whip? Is that the procedure?
I think, you know, that's that's that. I think that's the
Whipple?
surgery of where you trim that and that because of the bile duct, I guess. You know, I mean, you know, it's well documented. I don't pay attention to fucking directions, and then, you know, and then I came back from the procedure and went and, you know, we went to that movie after the new Ghostbusters one, and Delaney, go get some popcorn, you know, and I fucking ate half a tub of popcorn because I hadn't really. The stent was in and it was working. This was day after, yeah. And then it's like, and then, you know, and then she gets home and reads the directions, and I'm supposed to be on a liquid diet, supposed to be taking it fucking easy, you know, like easy, not going to the movies and eating a tub of popcorn. And then, you know, and then I hurt. And then it was like, well, fuck, man, I hurt. It was like a 3 or 4 days after that. That was Friday. So like yesterday in the evening and the day, I started doing this prednisone for the fucking itches and shit. And I think the roids got me going a little. So I got a little more energy, but last night I felt pretty good. Like maybe I'm recovering from all this shit, you know, but next time I'll look at them goddamn post-surgery, it's called, directions.
You need to, because Andy, can I tell you guys what Andy's referring to is the whip is a Whipple procedure.
That's it.
Also known as a pancreatic duodenectomy, is a complex operation to remove the head of the pancreas, the first part of the small intestine, the gallbladder, and the bile duct.
So like a circumcision
the Whipple
for your
procedure.
Yeah. Whipple good.
Whipple.
Kill the head and the body will die. That's what you do.
Yeah, I always wanted to outlive my organs.
You know, everybody knows you don't need a head of a pancreas.
Yeah.
I think that needs to be repeated. Andy just said I always wanted to outlive my organs.
Yeah. Keep them around in jars. Yeah, you can take that pancreas. I ain't using it.
Oh, Jesus. Andy, I don't think you have any idea how many people you are inspiring.
To get the Whipple? Hey man, if a bunch of people do it, maybe I can get a discount.
Whether they need it or not,
use
just
the
get
code
the Whipple in solidarity, you assholes.
Yeah, use the code IWA Whipple. And send me some goddamn gummies. Oh man,
I want a bile duct for Christmas because I ain't been nothing but bad.
I got coal in my bile duct. No, Santa says it's cancer. Oh shit. Would coal be all right? No, coal would cause cancer. Oh fuck. So it's the bile duct, huh? Yep. I like Christmas sweaters better.
I want you to hospice down here.
Yeah.
In the guest house, just so Brian doesn't come around.
She just want his leftover pills.
Yeah, no.
It's like a payback.
Uh-huh. Yeah, I want like the hard case that works for hospice, not one who's going to come, jack me off a couple of times and clean out my debit accounts while he's still warm. I know, that's why I needed to use his hand for the keypad. I also thought I would outlive Larry and all of Larry's organs, and
your brother.
Yeah, my brother Larry's. He's been dying for years, and I'm like catching him. It's the rabbit and the tortoise.
Have you talked to Larry or your brother?
No, my brother David's been telling him stuff, and Larry's been, I'm telling him what's going on, and then Larry's taking it pretty tough, Like he goes to the harmonica and sits and somberly plays tunes for me, I hopefully not if I'm in a hospice situation. It's like, yeah, Larry, go down the hall, please. You're not good.
Oh, imagine that's how you die, Andy. You're just laying there and you can't tell Larry to shut the
like
fuck up.
I'm fucking dying, and I'm just
harmonica.
picking up bits and pieces and going, that ain't Danny Boy, is it? And Larry playing mouth harp on I don't know the words of it. I don't know the words of this. That's an Irish thing that but the kid. Larry, get the fuck out of here. Like Breaking Bad. Could you just shut the fuck up and let me die? So I'm going to learn to cook meth in the next 20 days. 30 days. What do I got? It's about 30 days.
About that. It's the 17th. So get a month before you go under the knife.
Yeah, there's a 2-for-1 offer on Masterclass just now. So you could probably learn to.
You could have a bottle of Martinelli's for New Year's.
What's that, booze?
No, that Martinelli's.
It
looks like a champagne bottle. I remember because Mother was in AA, so she have that for AA friends for New Year's.
I don't know if I need a slide whistle for New Year's Eve when I'm going in for a organ removal, and chance of cancer is 95%. Woo!
Andy, are you like, I guess, all right, I don't know how to phrase this. Like, are you nervous about the procedure going in, or more the cancer being around and it being a long-term thing? Because the procedure, procedure to me always sounds fun, because I'm going to be knocked the fuck out. And then if I don't wake up, then I don't wake up. That's a pretty decent way to go. We all want to die in our sleep.
I guess what I would worry about is waking up and finding out we're just in the middle of this, or, it's like,
it's worse.
Okay, it's worse. Also we had to do a little more than we thought. Here's your heart. It's in a jar. Your lungs are kind of fucked up, but turns out this.
Here's how you attach this bag.
Yeah. Turns out the government put $6 million worth of shit in you, and you can now smoke weed on an artificial lung. As long as you keep your heart plugged into this, you should be all right. Yeah. No, I mean, just, coming back and just it being all for kind of not, and just be going, okay, and then, that's as, I don't want to be feeble. I don't want to fucking, I don't want to go into a fucking 2-for-1 coupon at a fucking old folks home, holding hands, thinking this is going pretty good. So Yeah, so I haven't, I mean, I got it choked up. My kid was here and all that, and she really is the emotional bond here, and so her being gone, I'll just kind of go into whatever I'm doing. But I am, like I said, I'm going to just try to burn the hills a little bit, so I have my strength back going into this thing.
Sure.
And so that's it, and then if I come back and I'm all fucking weak, and then I'm gonna fucking rig myself up to something and go out with some sort of flammable and drugs, and I don't know, maybe a cover band.
Oh yeah, that was a newser story today. Some guy off his meds or something walked into a police station soaked in a flammable sanitizer, and they tased him, not knowing he had covered himself, and he burned to death.
Oh wow!
I guess I don't know. I don't know if to do something like that. I don't know if I'd want cops who don't give a fuck about any other human being except their partners.
The point is, Andy, you had that bit where I don't want to die in my sleep. I want to die in a flamboyant way.
Yeah.
That maybe eaten by the bear was the bit.
Right. Yeah. Eaten by a bear.
The bits changed.
And Grizzly Bear Man kind of ruined it.
Yeah, it did.
Yeah. The thought of already being in that process where it's like, oh, if I could only have the strength to get up, and I'd like to eat a roast beef sandwich. I would like, if I'm in that situation, I would be like, God, how hard is it to get a gun in America? Make a few phone calls,
Andy, if you ever start to get depressed and sad about maybe not making it to your daughter's wedding in October, just remind yourself that if she cared that you were there, she'd move the date up.
Well, that's because of COVID. I mean, they had to really plan a ways out there. And when they planned it, I didn't even have cancer. In fact, I didn't even have cancer this morning. This guy could be 95% full of shit, and I'm just taking the fucking bait. It's like 95. So, all right, I'm going to play the 5%. I'm going to see if Annie Letterman will take me somewhere and do ayahuasca and put some hot stones on my chest.
I'm just saying, one of your deadlines is flexible. That's all.
I'm willing to consider some witch doctory or alt medicine. What has Rogan got going for this sort of ailment? Surely there's some ointment I can put on this shit.
What did Andy Kaufman do? The fucking weird shit where he went to the Philippines.
Oh, yeah.
They pretended to take organs out through some sleight of hand. Go to a magician, Andy, is what I'm saying.
Yeah. Well, what's that fucking extreme dude in Vegas that had cancer? Jonathan.
Amazing Jonathan.
Oh, he's still around.
Yeah.
Right. Yeah. I could go see what he's got.
He just came up on a podcast I did where he's like, yeah, I do coke and heroin, and the doctor said, keep doing it.
Wow. I remember whenever there was like a documentary where he was about to die. That was the whole thing. And then how embarrassing. You do that and then you live.
I think I think that was Provenza when we covered for you, and Provenza and I did the podcast. I think he was talking about Amazing Jonathan. All I know is I had him in death pool when he had some heart ailment, and
oh man, this is insider.
Next thing I remember, I don't like doing death pool.
Yeah. I didn't want to be included in the list, but I heard I was, and now I'm a hot commodity on there. So like people, people are calling their houses for meetings. I got this picture. It's in my current whatever downloads. And it's me, Doug, Sean Rouse, and Ralphie May all at a table. And it's like fucking Back to the Future now.
No, it's Last Comic Standing. Now it's you.
Yeah.
I said Valentina today. I go, yeah, I told her about your cancer, and she said, yeah, don't you get cancer? I go, I don't go to doctors. So you can't get cancer if you don't go to doctors. You just die.
It'd be like if you were drinking and it just spilled down your face. Eventually, it'd be like getting discouraged. Like, I'm drinking, it just dribbles down, and I can't get drunk anymore. Well, your pipe holes are plugged. Well, open them back up. Well, here's the problem. Well, the sink is fucked.
I said I don't fucking interrupt my fucking internal organs doing their personal business. It's none of my business what my internal organs are doing. I don't ask a lot of questions. That's how you get cancer, asking questions. Go to a surgeon in a van.
Yeah, my complaint was I'm I'm having a indigestion and I throw up a lot. Like milk and magnesia. That's what the other generation, they drink milk and magnesia for 30 years and then they would die because they got run over or something, but they would be full of cancer. But I went and complained about it, and I guess that's when you can't eat, you can't take on calories, and you can't survive or whatever. So that's how it started. I didn't intend to get cancer. I was just trying to make it so I could eat pizza better.
Stanhope, I have some advice for you. I like your not going to the doctor plan at all, but you have to, like Andy said, advanced directives. You have to set up some advanced directives where you can be like, all right, I think I'm going to just text Chaille and tell him to put locks on the gates, and then nobody checks on me, because the downfall will be that somebody will find you fucking looking all yellow and fucked up and then take you to the hospital while my uncle did that. I went to Thanksgiving and I was like, what's going on? Hey, not much. What's going on? And I was like, fuck happened to your voice? And he goes, I don't know, probably fucking cancer. I haven't been able to talk for like 8 months. And sure enough, it was fucking cancer. And he was almost, the family found him and rushed him in. And then they brought him right back to life just so they could take him back home and put him on hospice. And he could suffer for a couple of months. And at one point, he whispered to Jenny, he goes, I was almost there. They fucking, I was like, oh, you poor bastard.
Yeah, his advanced directive would have said, when I get to that point, let's fucking up the ante here a little bit. Yeah.
Listen, when I say leave me alone, everybody leave me the fuck alone. And then you come check on me when you smell me.
Yeah. I think that's where I was going when I lost my thought with Andy is I always think that I will, when I face that situation, I'll be like, yeah, I'm going to fucking die. But I've never faced it, nor have you, Chad, where we say that. Yeah, I'll fucking die. I'll just kill myself, whatever. But we've never been diagnosed.
No, I have to go in January for a echocardio and all the stress tests and all this stuff, because I've had some stuff with my heart recently, and they checked it out when I had my physical at the VA. And I told them, they were like, well, what do you do when this when this happens? And I said nothing. I said, do you go to the hospital? I said, no, my wife asked to take me to the hospital, but I told her I promised not to kill myself. I never once promised not to have a fucking heart attack. At one point it was bad. I kept, my whole left arm was fucked up, and my heart kept having these fucking problems, whatever the fuck's going on with it. I don't know, angina, I think it is. And
angina.
Yeah.
Angina.
But it did reach the point where I did tear up, and I just told Jenny, said, do you want me to take you to the hospital? I told her, no, just come here and give me a hug. And I told her fucking like shit that you would tell people if you thought you might fucking die. But I definitely didn't do anything to intervene. I just kind of hoped that I didn't have to kill myself.
Yeah, it's like, remember that what was his name? The guy who wrote Caddyshack, and he went to Hawaii and he fell to his death. And at his funeral, somebody said he fell looking for a better place to jump from. Kenny, Kenny.
Nice.
But I think, that's sort of like, I don't want to die like this. I want to, get healthy so I can die proper,
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah.
oh yeah,
Or-
that's, yeah, he should have known better than to do that. It's like, that's how I want to die. Not, it just dwindled down there towards the end.
Dwindled.
I think if something happened all at once, I'd be okay with it, I guess was my point. But if I had something like Andy, I'd do the Whipple, I think, and see what happened there.
Yeah, exactly. And that's the quandary is, all right, how much pain versus inconvenience versus
Right. Like,
what
honestly,
do I have to live for?
if the stent was better and I could, just go like, well, that stent will be there for 6 months. It's almost like, yeah, let's fucking, because I feel better, and all that. But, the stent isn't going to last in there. And how I was before, it was like, the quality of life of fucking, eating a cracker and then going out and spitting it up in the driveway with a bunch of bile and shit. It's like, I shouldn't, it's like if I'm doing a bump off a toilet, a little bit of nosebleed is expected, but eating a fucking saltine, washing it down with a little Gatorade shit and throw your system out, so having gone through that for a few months, I guess, having this little bit of relief so I can, eat sensible meals and shit is kind of a, hey, well, it's better than it was. But what if this is as good as it gets? And
all right, we're gonna make the guest host into finally, because since Mother, we always had that idea of doing comedy hospice, people who want to die laughing and do comedy hospice. So that option's available to you if it gets to that point where it's.
But I'm a tough one though, because I'm a comedy snob. It's not going to be some, shirtless juggler or something. I'll be like,
we're only booking jugglers.
Hey, I'm gonna sing a couple of songs I just wrote. No, please.
I've already checked James Inman's avails.
I'd like to read you some of my poems I wrote about you.
Inman would keep it going until I did just go, I get it, James. Just go.
Yeah, James Inman is already reading him prayers from the thing every time someone's gonna die. Type it in
Book of the Dead.
Yeah.
Well, Inman called me, or he wanted me to call him because he had a dream about Jeff, the director of the Unbookables, but he, it was a real, he was reaching out in a nice way. And so I called him up and then I was talking about that with him and he goes, just don't die without telling me. And I go, well, funny you mentioned that, James, because I may have cancer. What? And so,
you're fucking with me, man. You're
9/11. But yeah, so we so I talked to my friend James, who I hadn't talked to in years. Just his angry counterpoint that does a character that I don't quite understand why he says he hates my fucking guts and such. But yeah, so Inman's aware. Inman's in the loop. I didn't want to surprise him with it because anyway.
Huh.
So I may be, we may be leaning in on them Patreon subscribers that keep saying, hey, Issues with Andy will be right back after Whipple. Ooh, back in 30 minutes after the Whipple.
That's definitely something I would do is film my own death, like on the podcast, like the 30 Days in the Hole. And I know you would do that too. You would do Issues with Andy to the last breath.
Right up. Yeah.
And I would too.
You better.
Yeah. Well, I mean, we've talked about this and I said, that's going to turn into the, and I had that fatalistic sense of humor, my dad, where it's, it's always, call the Grim Reaper. He's getting a leg removed and call the Grim Reaper. And it's like, yeah, that's funny, but it's also big picture. He knew, he knew what that leg going led to the other leg going, and then, so he's like just saying, might as well call the Grim Reaper, but no, we can cut them short. We can shorten them pants. So we shortened them pants, and then eventually that wasn't enough either. So, I wouldn't want to go out like that. My dad, he was whittled down. He was, he learned, he just accepted it. I mean, what can you do? He's paralyzed. All this other shit's wrong with you because you're paralyzed. Diabetes, then the oxygen's getting, you don't even know when it would have been a good time to die, in there, because you just become a weakened kitten. Anyways, send me sympathies and Audible books. I'll be doing a lot of Audible books, I think, this off season.
Yes.
Short stories.
Hey, I just
maybe one day Brian Hennigan will get my fucking Audible book on print. I spent a lot of time making it print worthy.
Hey guys, Sam Talent did an Audible original book.
Yeah, I just heard. Yeah,
it's like part of the account. I went to download. I was going to spend a credit on it, and I looked it up. It's part of my Audible subscription. I could listen to it for free. It's called Attaboy.
I think Raider brought that up.
Yeah. Attaboy. I've listened to a part of it. It's really good.
Attaboy. Yes. What it's called?
I said it 3 times. You guys can't hear me?
Yeah, we can hear you. He can't hear you. I don't know why.
Oh.
Right next to us.
Pardon?
Jesus.
Hey,
you think I'm going to do a plug?
My best friend is going to die in the next couple of days, and I'm trying to deal with it.
I thought Henry Phillips is already dead. Or Henry. Yeah.
Well, so Andy, I looked this Whipple thing up again. I don't want to keep bringing it up, but I feel like this wasn't brought up because now usually when you think of surgery these days, and maybe you did say it, but it's not like it's like an open surgery. They have to open you up to do this.
Oh yeah,
stuff.
Yeah.
So it's a good one. I was looking it up, but it says that it's often a life-saving surgery for people who have cancer. Is exactly what it says here at the Mayo Clinic website.
That's exactly what it says here in the glass half full dictionary.
That's what it says. I think they're legally bound to say that.
Yeah, fantastic horrors. A lot of people in the Whipple
trust
effect.
Science. That's what we say. Trust science.
Yeah. Just because I got low marks in it doesn't mean it ain't real. Bigfoot I have trouble believing in because it's like shit, man. I just want a hint of evidence. But anyway.
Hey, tweet at Andy Andrist. I assume that's your tweet.
Mm-hmm.
It is.
If you're listening to this podcast, tweet things that should be on his tombstone.
My grandma.
Hashtag Andy's tombstone.
Yeah.
Or no, they can. I was going to say epitaph, but our fans can't spell epitaph. So they can't spell tombstone either.
I was in the Seattle
OOM. No, fucking.
I was in the Seattle competition years ago, and I was just a bunch of comics sitting around. And they were talking about a relative who died, and I said my grandma died, and we didn't even have a money for a headstone or a marker. And then somebody at the table says, "Well, I got a big piece of ivory." And then another guy goes, "I engraved that." And so it was like all came together. And my grandma used to say, "When the good Lord says that's it, that's it." So that's what hers says, which is like, I told this guy, they put her name and dates, and then me and David planted it at night because it was, you're supposed to pay for that. So we dropped that piece down on where Grandma May was. And that's what hers says. And there's one in Coquille where a kid died. He was big into Motley Crue, and his says Motley Crue rocks. It's like, they're forever. But my grandma, she would say that all the time. Like she would be like, oh, good, you got cancer. That's great. I tried to get it for years. But she would say, I don't know why the Lord keeps me around, I would think maybe, so to remind people that, don't drink so much, you'll shit your pants a lot, or, but she had she felt like she was tortured, and that she wished the Lord would just take her. And that was her saying, I wish the Lord, the good Lord says, that's it. Up until then, it's all on him. How much he wants to fucking abuse you, if you believe in that sort of thing.
Does this qualify as a cliffhanger podcast?
Well, it does qualify, but I think
end of the year special.
It's a company Christmas party.
That's right.
God bless us, everyone.
God bless us all, everyone. Ouch.
I called Chad today after we talked, because Hennigan and Chaille were over having lunch in Mexico. I got a call from Andy. Last night, Andy, because you went in for your procedure and then you did your own podcast, Issues with Andy. Please.
Right. Yeah.
And I called Andy last night. Chaille last night, and I was shit-faced. And I said, so what happened with Andy? He says, you have to fucking go on the Patreon to find out. Like, fuck.
Thank you,
and I just hung
Chaille.
up
Good
on
job.
him. I just hung up.
Uh-huh.
And then when you called me today, I'm like, oh, I never found out from Chaille. He must have cancer. And then I called Chad Shank, and he's like, yeah, I missed a call from him. I assumed he must have cancer. So I didn't tell Chaille.
Yeah, I remember Chad was probably at the Christmas lot. And
I was indeed.
But and then I was like,
Shank has a day job. That's a different podcast. We're gonna say different podcasts because it's hilarious.
Someday.
Once you're dead, we're gonna focus on Chad Shank.
I got a job so I can have something to podcast about, and Andy gets fucking cancer, and now I'm having a job for no reason. You dick.
yeah, I've got a Twitch stream that I'm just going to set up in my hospital room with a camera on me. And when I fucking get some pain meds through my thing and I Twitch, that'll be a whole broadcast. It'll be the pain med stream and then the Twitch of enjoyment. Oh.
It's funny you say that, but your hospice bed Twitch stream would net your daughter a lot of dollars.
Well, that's the thing is also, with COVID and everything, it may be that I'm in recovery with, which I'd kind of prefer. I wouldn't want like fucking weird relatives or my wife coming up there and like, oh, I'm going to just sit and go over, look over my fucking grocery list or whatever. I want to suffer and recover in peace, But my daughter's seeing if she can come in and visit, because she's going to be home and help me navigate this or be on the other side of it. Because, after a week, I'll go home and have 5.5 to 6 months of recovery, including chemo possibly. So I probably, will need a little assistance there. Shit. My dad used to say, I don't want to be a burden. And then, he had paralyzed legs and he needed help shitting and stuff. So it's like, well, however you want to frame it, I'll be a burden for a minute for sure.
I can't wait to be a burden.
Come on. You're already there. No. Yeah. So thanks. Goals for 2022.
I think you walked Hennigan. I think you're crying outside.
Yeah. I'm not used to seeing that kind of thing.
Yeah. You're pulling heartstrings, Andy.
Yeah. Well, I just want to, I want to raise awareness. Not that many people have heard it.
People are going to blame you for your death. That's what
People are like, wait.
Blame you for your death. They're going to say, "Oh, well, you smoked a lot of pot," and like, well, no,
he had it coming.
He was killed by a bear.
Yeah, you fucking bitch. He was eaten by a bear. It wasn't his time to go.
It's not too late to get eaten by a bear.
Yeah. Well, they're hungry.
I'm doing Andy's old bit about they should put the cause of death in every obituary. He was lifted up to heaven in the arms of an angel. No, I want to know how he died.
What happened? How he's about my age. I want to know what killed him.
Yeah. Did he jack off in a sauna? I do that. And my heart races like a little bunny rabbit.
And before I learned of Stanhope told me about your bit, I didn't hear your bit, and I fucking mapped out a way to climb into the grizzly bear's cage at the zoo here in Tucson. So if you really want to go out that way, I know exactly how, because I wanted to fist fight the bear. Was my thing that I wanted to do.
The only thing I would add to that, Chad, is go to like one of them patriotic stores that have like bears and flags and liberty and have a big shirt on. It's like, the guy's wearing merch.
Andy,
he's obviously a bear enthusiast.
You go to one of those places on the way to Vegas where you can shoot machine guns and pet bears and stuff, and then just turn the machine gun on the bear.
Yeah,
that would be fantastic.
Well, I mean, I'm going to be opened up, so I can be opened up and then stuffed full of explosives and take me to Mar-a-Lago. I'm there for New Year's. Hey, Don Jr., I got some of the best blow. You won't believe this shit. But I would just want to go down like into the middle of a banquet room of people who are just at Mar-a-Lago, not necessarily target anyone, just blow it up. It's like, you guys are just as fucking gross and disgusting as I imagined. Kaboom!
We're probably tipping our hat here a bit.
Yeah. Delete all that.
We should all have a suicide pact with Andy, and then I go, "Oh, I've been drinking. I'm not going to do that."
Maybe I'll
great idea.
Maybe I'll get a superhero outfit and then just go intervene in what I perceive to be crimes around town. Just death by, he was fighting crime in leotards, and some motherfucker shot him in the face. You got to get the goodwill.
All right, Andy. Oh shit! I don't have the lines. I was gonna make you pick a line.
Well, he's got 30 days of this to go at least for the.
But I'm drunk.
All right.
He quit drinking because of cancer. Oh, I can't drink because of cancer.
Yeah.
Always an excuse with Andy.
I couldn't physically drink. That was a sign I had cancer. It's like when you can no longer enjoy anything. And that was the first one that went, boozing.
Oh, I no longer enjoy drinking.
Yeah. But you do it medicinally, and that's different.
Yeah.
I did it to get over pain, but not from that pain, from new pain. My pain's going to be updated. I'm going to have 2 tattoos when I come out of that surgery. Survivor ×2.
Our hospice is waiting for you, sir.
All right. Yeah. You got the dryer there, but I find when I go into heavy narcotics and anesthesia, and when I'm anticipating it and when I come out of it, I like to have a warm blanket.
We have a lady for that.
Yeah, I think you just want to, like, when you take 2 out, then you put 2 in, like that, and you always have it going.
Yeah,
you never know when the guy will go, "Hey man, could I get another one?"
We'll put a dryer in your room, Andy. I'm on that.
Yeah, and put
Andy in the dryer.
Yeah,
and I'm going to send that Mr. Boobs my advanced care hospice directive to the Anchorage package for recovery. You know, like I can cut that recovery time. If I don't sleep, I can cut that recovery time to 3 months.
I don't think that's how time works, but
Well,
you try.
I'm gonna work on bending that shit. I'll be the alpinist with missing organs.
Oh God.
Andy, I love you.
I love you too.
Every time.
I love you too, Andy.
Yeah.
All right. Don't make Hennigan say it, or we're all gonna
round table.
Make Brian Hennigan say it.
That's for the cliffhanger.
Yeah. I could never get my dad to say it either.
Only Patreon subscribers hear that.
Yeah. It's me and Brian in private. Only fans.
He has Xanax in his foreskin.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, that's what I need. Some like sleep, and I need some. I should probably. I'm going to talk to my physician's assistant, tell him about this growing anxiety that I anticipate.
Oh man, you just struck gold, Andy.
Yeah,
mine it for all it's worth, man.
Yeah, not only do I itch, now I'm worried about dying.
12 Van Dyke Street, Bisbee, Arizona, and I'll forward it.
Yeah, taken care of. Yeah. And if I die suddenly, I'll try to tuck all the good pills underneath me, so the first responders will be the lucky ones. There'll be some Easter eggs. Bring your pain patches care of. So, all right, enjoy your football.
All right. Hey, text before you call and mail before you text. I don't answer my phone that much, but when I saw Andy call me, I go, "Oh fuck, he's got cancer."
Yeah, lucky guess.
Chad had the same experience. A call from Andy. He's got cancer.
Yeah. He doesn't call me at 1:30 in the afternoon.
No,
ever,
never.
Yeah, dang it. I'll call you another time and go, hey, yeah, it's worse than I thought.
I'll try to answer.
Next day, no, man, I ran over my dog. I was crying so much.
Andy doesn't like to talk on the phone as much as I don't like to talk on the phone.
Yeah, I had
people go, hey, you're friends with so-and-so. Yeah, but I'm also my best friend. I talk to less.
There's nothing worse than calling up and then you fish out the person who called you that they don't really have anything to say. Like, damn it, why am I talking to you?
Gump.
So I had
There's
cancer.
a shout out to Gump, who's called me like 5 times since he's been in the military, and I'm not answering Gump's calls. He has nothing to say. What I do answer him, he's got nothing to say. Yeah.
Mm-hmm. I'll probably get a call from Guy.
Hospice down here at the bar.
Sounds like a plan. My liver's looking for. I think that's one of the pluses on the other side of this. My liver may be like, let's fucking go out and drink again.
Hang on, someone wants to say hello.
No, I just want to call you out. I want to send you out.
She's confronting me.
Hi.
Hey, Bingo.
I love your pancreas, Andy Andrist.
Oh, well, hey, maybe a nice little Chianti. I'll send you a piece. I'll ask him to thin slice it or deli slice it.
No. He's talking about these Silence of the Lambs reference.
No, I get it.
No, you don't. Yeah. You have no idea what he's saying.
Or it could have been a Jenna Jameson reference.
What?
Jenna Jameson.
Why are you querying? We're trying to close this fucking thing.
Yeah.
Now Hennigan is usurping Bingo's. I guess we didn't quit drinking.
No, I mean, I want you to carry on.
Well, there's solidarity to a point.
Yeah, I'm eating gummies and thinking about trying to get anxiety stiflers.
Yeah.
I don't need that shit. You know, I can sit around and think about dying. That causes anxiety. Why don't I just have anxiety meds and think about watching some Simpsons or some shit? Anyway. Anyway, that's a fucked up close. All right. Yeah. Did you think I was going to close strongly? That's it. Put that on there. Were you waiting for a closer? Will be on my headstone. Move along.
What? I thought I saw a light.
Yeah.
All right. Well, Chad Shank will be filling in for you in Las Vegas on New Year's. He's going to be opening the show. And then it's Junior Stopka. God damn it. We love that kid. And then we get the fuck out. And then we wait for Andy to die, I guess.
Or not.
Or not. There's that.
Or live.
Yeah, I'm on the fence.
Do. Yeah, cliffhanger part 2, 3, 4, and 5 with Andy, I'm guessing.
Get this hair off of me.
It's going away by itself.
Yeah.
Bingo, get over here. You're going to take us out of here live. There you go.
All right. 7:22:12. Okay, bye now.